Hello everybody, welcome to Sunday night as organ music night and an evening of an awful lot of music to get through. It's going to be good fun. I hope it's going to be good fun. It's been a long weekend and I hope we get through everything we want to get through tonight. Spontaneous requests are always welcome. You know what to do. Send them to the usual place. Include a PDF score of the music if you can, and we shall see what we can do. And tonight, continuing from Friday night, we are hopefully going to work our way towards a spontaneous sight reading something tonight. Vanessa has said it won't be the trio from the other night. She said it will be a toccata, a completely unknown toccata. I don't know what she means by unknown. Maybe it is known. I don't know. So I'm going to press this button here, clickety pop. I'm going to then press that there, which will pin it hopefully. There we go. And press that there. You know what to do, and I have to do the work. Right, we started this evening with a hymn. It's a hymn I played last night at church, actually. It's a nice modern hymn, and my congregation sings it rather nicely. The Lord will praise you with his goodness would be the translation, number 452 in the book. And it's a rather jolly little number, isn't it? It's not too sort of over-the-top, happy-clappy tripe, but it's good. It's good. It's a nice one. I like it. I like the harmony changes. It's written in D major, which is an easy enough key. And then it's sort of dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da dee da 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 da. That's cute. And then he sort of goes, oh, sod that. Dee da da dee da da. Hey, how did you do that? He took us to F major in the middle of nowhere. And then he stays there. Da 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 dee da 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 da. And then we get this sort of lovely film music effect. This sort of, are we in a new key or are we sort of meandering about? Da dee 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 dee. I love that. It's got a sort of got an open feel. You don't know what's happening. And it sort of hangs about there the whole time. It doesn't really sort of resolve. It never resolves to the final, there we go, until the piece actually ends. There you are, useless information. I bet you didn't want to know any of that, but tough. You get to hear it anyway. Right, now, another one I played last night, which I want to play again tonight, is a rather fun. Now it's harmonically very similar, and this is a hymn that you would sing at the Holy, Holy, Holy part of the service. And I absolutely love this because it's modern, but it's not over the top, and it starts with this chord. Now that's almost James Bond, isn't it? That would be more James Bond. It just sounds... I love that. I think it's lovely. But this does, in the middle as well, we have that... we have this kind of thing in the middle here as well, this sort of not knowing where to go, meandering about. And it ends not on the tonic, it ends on the dominant. So in other words, it's quite clever because when you think of where the Holy, Holy, Holy is during a mass service, there's something that immediately carries on afterwards. So if you sort of if you finish off in that key, then it's done, and then something has to start. But if you sort of hang around and sort of dee da 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 dee da da dee, you're waiting for something to continue, and guess what? The service continues at that point. It's very clever. Very, very clever indeed. Anyway, it's a wonderful tune, and I like to play it as a kind of up-tempo rumba, which means it sounds something like this. and on you go with the service, whatever words come after that point. Yeah, isn't that cool? I love it. And that's it. That's all it does. But it's got that sort of a scrunch. What a wonderful chord to start it. Now, I've heard some organists try to play that one, and they've made a bit of a, well, they've made a bit of a something of it. You never know what could have happened. Ooh, right. Tickets are appearing on the scene. Thank you very much. And, oh yes, now we missed something the other day, so good that you're here. We missed a birthday last weekend. I was falling asleep at the console last Sunday night, and I missed it completely. Now, we all know Nancy Telling, and Nancy's, shall we say, companion at home. Nancy's companion at home is Bob, and we all know Bob and Nancy. Well, it was Bob's birthday last Monday, and I think we owe him a belated happy birthday, don't you? Belated happy birthday to Bob up in Illinois. There we are. Right. A belated one. There we are. Splendid. So I'm glad I got that one in. And I've got a list of things I mustn't forget tonight. That was at the top of the list. Splendid, splendid, splendid. Right. Good. Now that's running over there. That's running over there. That's running over there. I've got a million things running all at the same time, and it seems to be working. Splendid. Oh my goodness, right, we've had some emails here. Right, what's this? A request. I've no idea what this is. Let's have a look. Our friend Yellowbird has requested something bizarre. Bum ba-dum 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 dum dee da 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 dum da dum. I've no idea what it is, but we'll find out what that is. Right, next. What's this? Nancy, Bob's birthday. Ooh, I got in first. Well done. Oh, and a little request there as well. Right, that shouldn't be a problem. We can definitely get that. Oh, that's a nice one. Joshua McCready has requested some Bach, and he's requested some easy. I'm going to say easy Bach. Is there such a thing as easy Bach? Is it? Oh, he's got the fugue as well. Oh, damn it. Do I do the... let's do it. We'll sight read it and see what happens. Yes, I'm feeling risky tonight. I'm feeling risky tonight. I'm feeling frisky tonight. Now, before I forget, Nancy added a little request there for Bob, and it's actually one of my favorites too. It's a lovely piece of music, and it fits perfectly to, well, the happiness that is you lot out there. Are you all happy tonight? I hope you're happy tonight. Let's see if we can whip you up into a frenzy. And let's start it with this. A wonderful piece of music from years gone by, back in the 30s, early 30s, on the sunny side of the street. very cute little number there on this sunny side of the street. I used to play. I'm gonna tell you a story in a minute. Anyway, no, I used to when I used to live in Bonn, Germany's former capital. When I used to live in Bonn, I used to have a regular Thursday night jazz session in a local Irish pub, where we were paid in drink and tips. It was bad for the health, but it was bloody good fun. And we regularly used to play on the sunny side of the street, but we used to sing, because it was in Bonn, we used to sing on the sunny side of the Rhine, the River Rhine, of course. And we would regularly enjoy mucking about with things like that. My friend Jerry, our wonderful friend Jerry Martin, has just sent a ticket in saying Sunday Fun Day, which I think is wonderful. And then he added a little sentence after that. Is Jerry, sorry, I looked at the chat and Nancy was the first word I saw. Is Jerry in the chat tonight? Well, if he is, yes, good for you. I'm not going to tell you what Jerry said in that sentence there, but he's going to make me exceptionally jealous if this goes ahead. If this goes ahead, he's going to make me a very, very jealous man indeed. It's entirely possible that Jerry will be one of the luckiest people in the world later this coming week, when he might get to play one of the most famous organs in the universe. Before I get to. I've never been able to play this organ, and it looks like Jerry might be getting to play it. That's going to make me very, very jealous indeed. Right, here we go. We're going to move on. I've had an interesting number of requests for tonight, and my friend up in Denmark, Casper Brandt, sent me a piece of music that I would not normally play. It's a piece of, and Alexander Wunderlich will love this as well. It's a piece of French Baroque music. Yeah, exactly. And it's not the kind of thing I would normally play, but he wrote, I found this beautiful melody in my organ book. I would love to hear you play it. And then in brackets, so I can hear if I play it correctly. Ha ha ha, laugh, smiley. Close brackets. All the best, Casper from Denmark. Well, Casper from Denmark, let's see what we can do with this piece of music. Like I say, it's not the sort of thing I would normally be found playing, but it looks sight-readable. That's famous last words, isn't it? I shouldn't have said that now. I really shouldn't have said that. Yes, I really shouldn't have said that, so better be careful. Now, it's French Baroque, and it's the fond d'orgue, the foundations of the organ foundations, which means we have to have a suitable registration for the foundations of the organ. Now, normally, if my memory serves me correctly, this would include these. But to make it sound a bit more sort of, we need to make it sound a bit... need to make it sound a little bit fruitier than that, so I'm going to add some stuff from the swell. I'm going to add, you won't hear it really, but I'm going to add a string from the swell, and I'm going to add that, and I think I'll actually add I'll add that as well, the 16 foot. That sounds pretty good as well. And then what I might also do is add those stops as well. That's better. Now, normally you wouldn't really have a pedal in this, because the organs back then might not have had a pedal. So that it's only written as a manuals only piece of music, but I will add pedal ad lib, simply because I find it easier to read these things like that. We shall see. This is then for Casper. It's the Fond d'orgue number 11 from some pieces of music by Louis Marchand. There you are, Louis Marchand. I don't think I've ever played anything by Louis Marchand. Let's find out what this sounds like. An international first. First time I've ever played anything by Louis Marchand. There you are, and that was his Fond d'Orgue number 11 from Some Pieces for Organ by composer of the same name. Yes, yes. Meandering harmonic movements. When you consider that this is roughly sort of the 1730s, a very, very, very long time ago, the 1730s, I mean, lots of harmonic movements. I mean, not many other composers would have been doing that kind of thing. Even Bach wouldn't have been doing that kind of thing at that point. Not yet. But yeah, I quite like that. Is that a keepie? I think it's a keepie. I think I shall go and find a recording or two of that and see what it's like. I added a few embellishments on the way past. I hope that was stylistically okay. But yeah, I like that. Casper, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, see what you think. Oh, Casper is clapping. That's good. Well, that's good. That's a start. Composer Louis Marchand. Joe, Louis Marchand. M-A-R-C-H-A-N-D. Marchand. Marchand. Get your nasal stuff out. Marchand. Pièce choisie pour l'orgue from Paris in 1732. Oh God, what's 1732 in French? I wouldn't even know where to start. 1732. There you are. Well, that's a nice sound. Ooh, I might play around with that later. Memorize. Doot, doot, doot. Gotcha. Haha, splendid, splendid, yes. Oh, our friend Jeffrey Ford has just bought some coffees on the way past. Thank you very much. Ooh, talking of coffees, we have some updates on the wish list over on the Buy Me a Coffee. A bit cheeky. I'll tell you why in a moment. Yes, things are falling apart, literally. I will tell you all about that in a moment. Now, while we're on the subject of French music, let's have a French toccata. And I've got to make sure I get this right. Is it this one? Yes, it is. It's this one. It's the famous toccata by Eugène Gigoux. When was this written? I don't know. Sometime before he died in 1925. Anyway, Gigoux's toccata is a very famous piece of music. I've played this a few times. I learnt it not that long ago. Well, when I say I learnt it, I bashed my way through it not that long ago. And one of these days, I will sit down and fully learn it properly. I promised to do that. But our friend from Romania, David T, has been requesting this for a while now. And I thought we have to add it again. We haven't played it for an awfully long time. I love it. It's a wonderful piece of music. It's film music for organ. That's the Wayne Marshall speed. I shall play it at my speed and see how we get on with it. Sorry, Wayne, if you're watching. Yes, but yes, good fun. Right, let's see how we get on with it. I haven't played this for ages. Let me just double check my registrations. Is that it? Is that the second? Yeah, that's where the pedals come in. And then what's this? This should then be. Turn pages, please. Yeah, that's that bit, and then we should have a 32 coming in. That's James Bond, that's Thunderball, isn't it? That's obviously where they stole that from then. And then we should have a final registration for... Okay, perfect, that's it. All right, so there's only... Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5 registrations for the entire piece. Right, wish me luck. Gigoux's toccata for David. Almost. Almost. There's 2 bars in there that are just bloody difficult to play. They don't fit under the fingers. Where are they? It's not that one yet. It's this one. How are we pedaling that? Let's just pedal it simply. And then that's easy enough from that point, but it's this. Okay, so that's that. That's not easy. Wrong. Anyway, I'm not here to practice, I'm here to play. That's just a very difficult bar to do that one. And the other one, fingering wise, is this one for some bizarre reason. After all this kind of stuff, how are you fingering that? I need to land on my thumb there. That's it. Okay, anyway, that's it. I shouldn't be practicing it live with you, I should be playing. That was Gigu's Toccata. What a wonderful piece of music. It's great fun though. I will sit down and absolutely learn it properly and memorize it one of these days. I find those little bars like that I was talking about, the difficult bits in the corners there, those are the tough bits. A children's toy downstairs would appear to be playing The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, so I will sit down and learn those exciting bits and we will enjoy that. Now, what arrived here? Yes, our friend Joshua McCready sent a piece of music by J.S. Bach. And it's his Prelude and Fugue in F major, one of the 8 short preludes and fugues, which are the sort of easy ones that people like to learn at the beginning. I think this is actually one of the first classical pieces of music I learned to play on the organ. So, for our friend Joshua McCready, let's play it. Let's get a nice sort of tinkly sound, although I think I might actually want to have a slightly less tinkly sound and a more chiffy sound. Yes, I prefer that. I think that's much nicer. And let's have something. The organ on this, the bass on this organ is very boomy. But I think it might work like that. Let's have that. And then when it comes to the fugue, I don't know, we'll do something. Let's get ready here. Let's get ready there with something for the fugue and I'll add something. Let's add that. That's very un-Bach-like, but that'll do for now. Okay, Prelude and Fugue in F from the 8 short Preludes and Fugues for our friend Joshua, who fit the Battle of Jericho, apparently. And let's see how we get on with that. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, keep the tickets coming, and then I get to play something incredibly difficult that nobody knows, apparently. So that sounds like some fun, doesn't it? And it's not the, this is not the last piece of Bach for this evening's concert. We have more. Oh yes, we have big, menacing Bach coming later as well. Don't do counterpoint. I hate counterpoint. I loathe and detest it. I can't read it. My brain just doesn't see it. So whenever I do fugues from sight like that, my brain just goes and I don't know what to do. It's a kind of sort of linear dyslexia I have. It just doesn't work. I can't do it. I can't see the lines. Literally can't see them. So I just busk my way through it and hope for the best. Like that. Right, who's been buying tickets this evening? Our friend Jerry. Thank you very much to Jerry. And if you get to do what you say you're going to get to do, I will be a very jealous guy, and you better record something with said person. Anyway, Alexander. Hello, Alexander. Thank you very much. Alexander also bought a ticket. Thank you very much indeed. Right, that's Alexander and Jerry. Who's this? Christian. Thank you very much, Christian. Here's 1 ticket for the toccata. Well, thank you, Christian. We're already up to 3. Who's this? This is Nancy. There we are. Thank you. And Nancy also with a thing about Bob. So there we are. Got that in early. Good. And our friend Stefan as well. Thank you very much. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I suppose we could count the coffees from Jeff as well, from Jeffrey. Yes, let's do that. Perfect. Wonderful. Splendid. What did I say? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 then in that case. Right. Splendid. Cheers. I had a pizza this size for my dinner tonight, and it's lying there. It's lying there, making everyone feel very heavy. Certainly me. Right. I think that was that with the classical stuff for now. Now, I told you we had some requests for film music, and this is something, I don't think I've ever played it, but it would fit beautifully on another organ. So let's change organs. We've been in Dusseldorf up to now. We're going to now change, no, that's registrations. Let's not change registrations. Do that again. Change organs. And I think for this we will head to I'm going to head to Billerbeck for this one. Right, so we're going to leave Dusseldorf. We're going to get on the A3 first of all, head up the A3 a little bit, join the A2 in Germany, and then we will eventually turn off the A2 and we'll end up in Billerbeck. I think you need to head a bit more further over towards where the A1 is, but never mind. And head to Billerbeck with its wonderful, wonderful instrument and its washy acoustic. That's the important thing we need for this piece of music. Now, who requested this the other day? Let me go and find whoever it was. This was a request that came in the other day. Yes, here we was. It was our friend Spielregal 16. Spielregal 16. This is a young chap. I'm guessing it's a young chap who requested this wonderful piece of music. I like his spelling too. Anyway, it's a rather cute piece of music. Now, it's a piece of music from Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. That was the first one, wasn't it? It's from that, and it's a piece of music sung by that sort of elfin girl herself, Enya. Remember her? And it's a rather lovely piece of music. And once this organ loads, which it should be doing a little quicker than that, it's taking its time tonight for some reason. It should be much quicker than that. I think my computer's busy doing updates in the background or something. I wish it wouldn't do that. That's Windows for you, though. So yes, hopefully it will stop in a moment and the organ will go whoop and rush into place. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. There we are. Boom, and we're in. Right, registrations will be fine. Let's just close all these boxes down and make sure we know what we're doing. And let's get that lovely, yummy effect. Yes, let's get that. Okay, and now we need a sort of solo-y sound. Actually, why don't we just use that? Yeah, that'll do. This is very ethereal kind of stuff. Okay, the piece of music in question is from the Fellowship of the Rings, and it's called May It Be. very mysterious and shimmery. I love the fact that organs can just make that sound. That sounds like all this wonderful sort of... It's beautiful. Now that effect is made by doing this. We have a tune. Oh my goodness. Can you hear that difference there? This note is tuned higher than this note. It's tuned slightly lower. So you get a lovely sort of... a rather lovely sort of undulating effect. Now I've got the same thing here with these flutes. I've cheated because the actual organ doesn't have it. I cheated, I added it. Oh my god, it's just this stop on its own really. Listen to that. Oh my god, that's just... Isn't that beautiful? And then you add a big rumbly bass note. Haha! Isn't that gorgeous? Ah, wonderful. That's the power of organ music. Wonderful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The physics of music, says Lucian. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, fun. Right, back to here. Nothing. Not a single ticket has arrived since I last spoke. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to keep the Gartshore gang in music. This is not going to keep the Gartshores in life. Now, I was talking about stuff falling apart. Well, my headphones recently fell apart. I suspect it's due to the gel in my hair. I need that to keep my hair in place, otherwise, it's all over the place. But these headphones, these nice ones here, they're modular. You see, I can remove the cable. Isn't that cute? Very handy. I can remove the headphone, this sort of foamy bit there. I can remove the foamy bit, which I had to because it had fallen apart, so I replaced it. It costs nothing. It was really good. Biodynamic. You can replace every part of these headphones if they decide to fall apart. See this bit just comes off in your hand like that, should you want it to. I'll never get it back on now. But should it fall apart because you drop them or it stops working or whatever else, then there you are. See, you just clip it back on and you're done. And you can buy each and every individual part of these headphones and repair them yourself. It's great. Unlike things like Sony or any other kind of headphones, they're all one, and if you break them, you have to replace the entire thing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, made in Germany, good old stuff. Now, what isn't made in Germany is this. Was it last year? No, it must have been about 2 years ago now. Getting on for 2 years ago now. I invested in this, the DJI microphone system, and it's great. It's two sort of here. These little things are microphones. Oh, this one, it's on now. Oh no, it's not. It just looks like it is. These are great little things when they're working, and you can hide them behind shirts. So you see, all you can see is that little button there, but there's actually a microphone hidden there. You see, it's one of these. And this is a radio mic, and it sends a signal to... I'll get rid of that because it's picking up two signals. Sorry. It sends a signal to a receiver, which is attached to the main camera over there. Perfect. And recently, this mic, I use both of them. I use this one on Sundays and that one on Fridays, that kind of thing. I make sure I swap because they're in this case which charges them up and keeps them running. Fine. So I make sure I use both of them so that one of them doesn't get used all the time and the other one doesn't, and then battery doesn't work and all that kind of stuff. So, however, that one I just took out there. It's almost stopped working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's most annoying. And something else you can do, let me just quickly make sure that's not going to switch on. Something else you can do, you've got these little adapters here. You can't see that, but these little adapters let you attach the receiver part directly to another device. For example, a mobile phone or an iPad or whatever. So if you're out and about and you want this remote recording, you can plug that thing straight into the receiver, plug it straight into your camera, and off you go. Well, that has also stopped working, which is rather annoying. Now, I take great care of all my equipment. I've been working in the professional audio field for hundreds of years, and I always take great care of everything, even the simplest of cables. I don't just wind cables around my elbow. I wind cables properly, the proper way to do it, with that little quarter of a turn backwards to make sure they all lie beautifully. So anyway, I've always looked after everything, and I was rather saddened and amazed that the DJI mic, after roughly, of course, it's out of guarantee, of course it is, but it stopped working. One of them has stopped working almost entirely. It comes on for about 2 minutes and then just dies. And the receiver is sometimes working and sometimes not. Now, it always seems to work when it's attached to the camera, not a problem. But when I attach it to, for example, a phone or a pad or something like that, when I'm doing other recording out and about, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You never know. So maybe the little adapter there is broken. Guess what? You can't buy the adapters on their own. Now, you can buy replacement microphones like this, but it's almost as expensive as an entire new set. So I have rather cheekily put on the wish list a new DJI mic. And I've also put down a lavalier mic, those little discreet, even more discreet little mics there. And what that will enable me to do, I can plug that into this chap, and that chap can be completely invisible, making life a little easier. So there you are. So there's a couple of other things on the wish list. We are also we're going to think about revamping the entire studio up here. Now, this is, I wish I hadn't taken this off now, it won't go back on. Thinking about revamping the entire studio, complete new lighting, complete new camera system. At the moment, we're using a mixture of cameras. We have a we have 2 Blackmagics. We have one GoPro, sometimes 2 GoPros. It depends on this one. This one isn't working tonight, for example. And this is one of the Blackmagic cameras. I've sent 2 of the, no, hold on. Yes, 2. I've sent 2 of them back to be repaired because they weren't working properly. Guess what this one's not doing? It's not working. So I'm going to send it back. And again, it's not in guarantee anymore, but I'm hoping they're going to send it back and at least refund some of the money. Probably not all of it, some of it. But I would like to invest in some new studio cameras, little discreet studio cameras that we can hide all over the place. And I want to get one of them to see if it's any good. And if it is, then we're going to get 5. And we're going to have them discreetly set up all over the studio here, permanently set up, so I don't have to faff about with cables every Sunday and every Friday. So there'll be the main camera, there'll be the pedal camera, there'll be an overhead camera, but we will also have a camera more close up to me for when I'm chit-chatting, and there will also be something from the other side, sort of an over-the-shoulder view as well, okay? And we want to have, because I've got this wonderful switcher here, this ATEM Mini Extreme, which, you can have 8 cameras in there and switch and swap and do marvelous things with it. And at the moment, we're hardly using any of its capabilities. So there you are. There's the plan. If you're interested in helping us out, check that out, please. Now, some of you will be saying, hold on a minute, you just got a whole lot of money for sampling organs. That is completely separate. That is only for organ sampling work and organ sampling payments. Now, what are you talking about payments? Well, I can't just go to a church and say, hello, can I sample your organ, please? For nothing. I have to pay. I have to buy my rights to sample the organ, as it were. So that is completely separate for that. Everything else here, tickets on a Sunday, on a Friday, and the Buy Me a Coffee wish list for tangible assets, that's separate. 100% separate. So nothing that came in from our organ sampling fund will be touched for anything else. It's only for that. Yeah, it's an expensive world out there, folks. I'm sorry to bang on about money all the time, but this is my full-time job. This is all I do. I have a little organist job that it doesn't even cover our electricity bill every month. People keep saying, oh, but you work as this. No, I don't. I don't. This is what I do. And without your help, none of it's possible. So, thank you in advance. Right, on with the show, on with the music, and on with the hymns. Yes, sorry, on with the hymns. That's next on the list. On with the hymns. We had a wonderful hymn on Friday night from the Brown Book of Goodness, and we wanted to have another one of those tonight. And I'm just going to choose one at random tonight, because I'm going to dig through the book until I find something that looks pretty fruity in the harmony. That looks pretty good in the harmony department. There's lots of sharps and flats in that one. Let's have a look at this one. It's something about theocracy, something about theocracy. So whatever that's all about, I don't know. It's number 53. I have to remind myself how this magnificent piece of organ sounds. So here we go. Let's get going. Click, boom, bang. Ooh, a cracker. What do you think of that lovely sound? Up here, we've got chamades, which are the huge trumpety stops that sit on top of the organ and bang their sound straight out into the church horizontally. And then we have a tuba as well, which also comes at 16/8 and 4, which makes this. Bloody hell. Which is completely over the top, isn't it wonderful? What a magnificent instrument. Hi, 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 hi. Great fun indeed. Well, folks, doesn't look like we're going to be playing more toccatas than usual tonight. So, not to worry. Less sight reading for me, which is always good fun. Good. Right, on with the show. And back to this. Back to this. Hymn, a very simple hymn. Now, last night we had a very, very simple hymn indeed, and I've just forgotten what number it was. Idiot. I'm busy thinking of what we might be doing later, and my head is running through all the tunes that we were coming out. It's round about here somewhere. It must be here somewhere. 400. There it is. 451. 451. Now, last night during the service, I was waffling about during communion time. So when the congregation are up having communion, I was waffling about. And for some reason, I started like this. Stretching my hands. I do this from time to time, to make sure I can still play tenths comfortably. I sort of stretch tenths. So anyway, I was playing this simple F sharp major tenth. So it's an F sharp, C sharp at the top, and an A sharp down at the bottom here. And then I started playing this melody. And this kind of stuff, yeah? And it dawned on me, hold on, that sounds rather like number 451 in the book. And lo and behold, that was what we were going to be playing next. So I improvised around in F sharp major for some bizarre reason, and then played the hymn, got the congregation to sing in F sharp major. Now, it was written in F in the book, so transposing it up to F sharp is not difficult. There are no sharps or flats in there that you have to read extra, so you just play it as if you're reading F sharp major. So this is what I did. that's kind of what I did last night during communion time. And yeah, I stayed in F sharp major the whole time. I modulated around to a couple of tunes or a couple of different keys like I did there, but I basically stuck to F sharp. Now, I do that from time to time. I give myself awkward keys to do it in, and I don't say F sharp, that's G flat, that's easy. No, I say F sharp. Now, of course, F sharp would modulate to things like D, which makes perfect sense. Now, G flat, however, would not. G sharp would modulate to G flat. It would head off to E flat and things like that. It's just different keys go in different directions. And in the middle of it, I deliberately went to B major, my least favorite key of them all. B major, E major is pretty much up there, but B major is even worse. E major I can't stand, and B major is worse. So yeah, and I deliberately went to B major in the middle as well, just to remind myself of what you can do with B major. If you do that on a regular basis, it keeps your mind sort of fresh, so that you still know what's what. Gail Francisco, that's a lovely name. Gail Francisco, thank you very much. A ticket from Gail Francisco. Gail Francisco, what a wonderful name. I love that. And who's this? Casper, our friend Casper, for his marchand earlier. Thank you very much, Casper. Very kind. What are we up to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're up to 10. We'll see. If we make it to 15 within the next 15 minutes, how about that? Then I will play that extra toccata that we promised. How about that? But don't worry, there's more Bach coming, and it's something like that. Can't remember exactly how it went. Now, I promised some jazzy stuff as well, so let's head to our friend Yellowbird and the piece of music he sent over for this evening. It's called Singing in the Saddle. Singing in the Saddle. It's a kind of horsey thing then, and it's even got a horsey rhythm. Is that what horsey rhythms are? Yeah, that's a kind of horsey rhythm, isn't it? So let's Singing in the Saddle. What's this all about? It's from 1938, relatively modern number for our friend Yellowbird. And here's the funny bit, singing in the saddle. So it's going to be sort of cowboy kind of words. Let's have a look. I've been rounding up the long-lost doggies out on the lone prairie. Now I'm heading for my ranch house heaven, where she waits for me. I'm a-singing in the saddle, singing all the way, for the roundup is over today. I'm singing in the saddle to the stars above. I'm a-heading for heaven and love. To the rhythm of the hoofs, I'm a-humming. Wonder what's coming next. Get along, old pal. There's a prairie gal who knows I'm a-coming. Waiting beside the old corral, oh for heaven's sake. I'm a-singing in the saddle, guide me from above. I'm a-heading for heaven and love. Right, lots of cowboys then. And of course, obviously the words were written by someone who knows all about cowboy songs. Ira Schuster wrote the words. Go figure. Anyway, here we are. Singing in the saddle. Oompa-chin-cha, oompa-chin-cha, oompa-cha-cha-cha. I'm singing in the saddle. Written by Ira Schuster. Yes, yes. I bet Ira Schuster never made it off the island of Manhattan. Many, many years ago, it was one of the, I don't know, was it the second time I went to New York? A long time ago, anyway. I met somebody I knew through, I can't remember exactly how, but I met someone. There's this wonderful old New York Jewish woman, and just the archetype of old. It could have been Jackie Mason's mother. That's the kind of person we're talking about. Her name was Goldie. Of course her name was Goldie. What else was her name going to be? And Goldie was going to take me to some traditional old Jewish diner and tell me all about what was going on in that part of town, all that sort of stuff. And I remember, and she was saying, "Where do you live now?" And I said, "Well, I live in Germany now. But of course I'm from Scotland, blah, 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 etc., etc." And she said, "Why would you ever want to leave home?" I said, "Well, there's a whole world out there. There's lots of things to see." And there was a reason I left the UK. I went to Germany. Anyway, let's not talk about that. And I said to her, "Why? Surely you've had a rich and wonderful life and you've traveled around the world." And she looked at me and laughed and said, "Boy, I've never left the island of Manhattan." And she was over 80. She was over 80 and she'd never set foot anywhere off the island. She'd never even been to Brooklyn. She'd never been to parts of the Bronx because they were on the other side of the bridge. Can you believe it? She'd never left the island of Manhattan. And I said, "But you're missing out on an entire world." And she said, "Nope. That's the beauty of New York. We have everything here, and you can get it 24 hours a day." Of course, she said it in a wonderful sort of New York Jewish accent, which I can't do. But oh my goodness, she'd never set foot off the island of Manhattan. Can you believe that? And I'm willing to bet she's not the only one. There's probably a lot of people on that bizarre island who have never left. Never left. Wonderful. What a story. Goldie. I wonder what she's up to now. She'd probably be 102 by now. She's probably still around. She was a tough old cookie. Right. How are we doing? Gerald! Our friend Gerald. Hello, Gerald. Gerald has added to the tickets. Thank you very much, Gerald. We're getting there. That's one. So, let's see if we get 4 more. Now then. Oh, wrong. This one. There it is. There it is. A long time ago in a galaxy far away. Yes, I think we'll do it with this organ tonight. Our friend Joe Humans from the Carolinas, wrote and said, "Can you please play?" And he sent me a piece of music to go with it. And I first of all looked and it was, oh God, it was J.S. Bach. And then I looked again and I thought, hold on a minute. That's a very famous piece of music. We should definitely know what that's all about. And it was the final chorus of the St. Matthew Passion. Ta ta ti ti ta ti ta ta. Talking of Manhattan, that's of course from The Godfather, isn't it? I thought that was the Bronx, but never mind. But yeah, wonderful, wonderful piece of music. Absolutely wonderful piece of music. And I've been, up to now, I've played it 2 or 3 times, I think. And up to now, I've been playing it from some bizarre piano score that didn't really quite get everything. And not that long ago, our friend Alexander Wunderlich sent me an organ score. A transcription by some young, it sounds like a French guy who did this. And it looks much more organic. And I mean this kind of organic. So let's see if it sounds more organic. J.S. Bach, final chorus from the St. Matthew Passion. Dramatic music coming right up. It's a dramatic piece of music, isn't it? God, takes my breath away. Literally, I can't speak anymore. Cheers. I need a drink. Water tonight. It's a wonderful piece of music. That's a slightly better arrangement this time. It's still not ideal. I still need to find a good, menacing arrangement. I think there's a Vidor arrangement of this, isn't there? Didn't Vidor arrange it from the organ? Joe, thank you very much. Joe has just sent in a thank you for that. Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you too. Yeah, anyone have the Vidor copy of that? Send it over, please, because I think that's probably even better. It probably needs practicing. This isn't bad, but it doesn't have the... doesn't have the 10-finger chords you really need for this kind of stuff. You're supposed to emulate an entire orchestra at this point, and the Bach's actual orchestration is huge. It's really big. It's really exciting. Anyway, that's better than the piano arrangement I have, so we'll keep that for the moment. Let's see if we can find a better one, though. Thank you to Joe for the idea, and thank you to Alexander for the music. Splendid, splendid. Now, we're getting towards the end, and we're still not quite there, but let's not worry. Our friend, talking of Alexander requested some fun music the other day, and I think we can definitely play it tonight. I'm in the mood. Let me see, it's got to be in here. There it is, found it. It's a very fast piece of music, and I'm not going to play it like Art Tatum played it, because let's face it, nobody can, but it's the wonderful Tiger Rag. That's supposed to be the tiger growling. Okay, it's supposed to be the tiger growling, which is why they called it the Tiger Rag. So let's see what we can come up with. Ready? The Tiger Rag. Nice and fast. Hold on to your hats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Tiger Bag. I once bought a CD. It had Art Tatum playing the Tiger Bag, which I thought was quite good fun. So there you are, the Tiger Rag. A silly, silly piece of music that you have to go crazy with. And of course, what you actually have to do when you're in the final chorus, usually in C major, really fast. Hold that tiger! You have to shout that at that break. Hold that tiger! And if you get the audience all worked up, then you get the whole audience building up to it, and then you get it all together. Good fun. Good fun indeed. Right, how are we doing here? We're not. We're definitely not. So, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, what's this? My friend František has sent me something. What's he sent me here? Sent me something. Is this what I think it is? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Click. I understand. Oh, it's one of those things you have to wait for seconds. That's the tiger a long way away. It's the tiger getting angry. Right, what's this? Let's have a look. Is this what I think it is? It is. Oh my God, no, hold on a minute. That's not that. What the hell is that? That's unplayable. That's unplayable. That's even worse. Oh, that could be kind of cute. What the hell is that? Oh, that's nice. Oh, I see. Ooh, that's the one. Ooh, that looks bloody difficult, actually. There it is. The final of the St. Matthew, arranged by Vidor. Bleeding hell. God, there's a lot to do there. Crikey. Right, download, save, and worry about it later. Yes, download this PDF. What else? Don't want to download anything else. Splendid. Thank you, my friend František. It's late. It's late. Does anyone know this piece of music? If you do, answers in the chat, please. You have 4 minutes. You know what to do. If you know this, let me know what you think it is. Does anyone know what that is? Robert says, damn, I know the tune, but not the title. Do you know the words? Because I don't. Anyone else? Adrian, I certainly recognize but don't know the title. There you are. Oh, I love this. I love it when I catch you out like that. Good. Anyone else? Anyone else? That's what you want, unplayable Vidor, says František. Yeah, you're right. Anyone? Anyone at all? Nobody at all. Well, it was a piece of music called Till We Meet Again. Or Jesus said, let others see Jesus in you. Now, this is the thing. I always wondered if this was an old gospel tune. Till We Meet Again from 1918. It's around the right time where you could have melodies like that from the church and add secular words to them. So yeah, Joe, you might also be right. I need to have a look at that. But yeah, it sounds like it could be. It definitely sounds like an old sort of gospel hymn or a Baptist hymn, to be precise. But lovely, lovely melody. I hope you liked it. Dominic Eckhart has joined us. Good evening. You're late. We're about to finish this evening. And we're waiting for, I don't know, what are we waiting for? 3 more tickets? But we're not going to get them because we've only got 2 minutes to go. There was going to be another toccata tonight, but we didn't make it, so we'll keep it open for next time. I don't know what it is. Vanessa is going to send it to me at the correct moment. She's probably asleep, actually, but she's waiting. Is it Which is Singing by Vera Lynn? I don't know. Thank you for the music, said the MMF Productions. Oh, I thought you were saying thank you for the music. ABBA. Last week we did an ABBA concert, and I, of course, played Thank You for the Music. So go and check out last Sunday's concert. It's all there. It's all there. Bam, ba-da-da-da. Is it here? I Never Knew is the piece of music I want to finish with this evening. I Never Knew. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Bam, ba-da-da-da. This is an absolutely wonderful piece of music that nobody plays anymore. Okay, we're getting close to midnight and nothing's happening. So it's theatre organ time to finish off. We're going to jazz it up. One or two more numbers in the old theatre organ world, and let's see what we can get here. I Never Knew is the first one, written by Mr. Fiorito and Gus Kahn back in probably the 20s. And it's a wonderfully simple tune with only a few chords, but it's got that sort of swing magic to it. It's a lovely swing tune. I've never heard any other band play it. I used to play this with my old bands, and I just loved it. It swings along absolutely beautiful. It's called I Never Knew, and it goes something like this. 2, 3, 4. I never knew. A wonderful, wonderful piece of music. A last-minute ticket arrived from our friend Dominic. One more and it would have been enough, but we're gone midnight, ladies and gentlemen, which means I have to go and turn into a pumpkin. It's going to be an incredibly busy week. I actually, here, to finish off this evening, anecdote time. Can you still see it? I don't know. No, you can't. I'm all scratched to hell. Can you see that in my arm? Probably not. Scratched to smithereens. I finally got the most awkward, annoying job done on the car today. It took me the best part of a week to get the whole job done because there was no room to get in at this stupid little bit. But I got it. I got the old one out and the new one in, and it worked. And finally, I have a car with no error messages, no fault messages again. Very exciting stuff indeed. So I'm busy working on that over on my other channel, formerly known as Gartshore's Garage, and now called The Duke of Huzzah. If you know what that means, there's a joke in there somewhere, the Duke of Huzzah. Then that's my new name for the car channel. Well, I've got a lot of videos coming up for that, but they're coming up for the winter season. It's my hobby channel. It forces me to work on the car, in brackets, and get everything done. I don't believe in paying mechanics to do things that you could quite easily do yourself. That's good to hear, says Jeff, but are your hands insured? Nope, they're not. One of the world's most famous organists, a French chap, Olivier Latry, his hands used to be, I'm not sure if they're still insured, they were insured for a while, and then they found out, the insurers found out his hobby, one of his hobbies was wood carving. Olivier loves to carve things with wood, and therefore saws and knives and things like that, and they weren't very happy about that. So yeah, it's a thing. None of us look after our hands terribly well. These are, I suppose these are our job, aren't they? But we live on the edge. We live on the edge. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now officially autumn, or fall if you're from that part of the world, which means it is no longer this time of year. Sing along if you know the words, and this is going to be our final number for tonight. It's a waltz. Can you, yes, get your partners up for a waltz, please. If you can't get your partners up for a waltz, grab them and waltz around them. That would do as well. Here's a wonderful tune. Sing along. in the good old summertime. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That was this week's Sunday Night is Organ Music Night. Join me again at the very latest on Friday for next week's Friday Night is Organ Music Night. And maybe in between we'll get some piano music again. I've been working on some things over on the piano which I think could be good fun. We're not going to finish with Bye Bye Blues tonight. We're going to finish with a Fats Waller tune that nobody ever plays. I found it the other night and I thought, gosh, nobody plays this. We have to have it. So I shall say thank you once again for your indulgence. I will say thank you for your generosity. I will wish you a happy and pleasant start to the new week. And we'll see you through the week. If we don't see you through the week, we'll see you through a window. An old Glasgow saying, apparently. In Haarlem's Arabie. In Haarlem's Arabie. A very bizarre piece of music. Check this out.